Hello, gorgeous people. So I'm in my office right now, and the last time we spoke, we were talking about holiday mini season, and basically how I run my holiday mini season, how many bookings I got, how much money it cost me to create the set, how much money I ended up making off a holiday mini. So I wanted to start off by giving you an update on that. I just completed my second week of holiday minis. Our first week is the third week of November, right before Thanksgiving. And our second week of holiday minis was the second week of December. We still have 2 more days left to do, December 18th and December 20th, which you may be seeing this video after those dates. But as of right now, we booked 84 holiday minis. We had 2 clients, no call, no show. Not sure what happened with that. Unfortunately, they ended up losing their deposit and we never heard from them. So I'm not sure what's going on with that or what happened or anything like that. And then we had 2 clients who, just couldn't make it, but they let us know in time, and we rescheduled them to standard family sessions because the dates that they wanted to reschedule to, we no longer will have this set up. So they had to just do standard sessions. So we'll actually make a little bit more money off of those 2 people who are rescheduling because those sessions are longer and we charge per edit, and no edits are included in our standard sessions like they are included in our holiday mini sessions. So as of right now, we're still on pace to do over $30,000. I think we'll end up doing a little bit more than I projected this year because we've been having a lot, and I mean a lot. Like behind me, I've been glued to this laptop and monitor for just days and days and days editing client work. Like I said, we had 84 booked, 80 of them essentially showed up. I've completed about 58 of those sessions, and I still have another 8 or 9 sessions to do, but 58 have been completed and sent out to clients already. But like I said in the previous video, your typical client on average is picking 4 additional edits. This year, we have a lot of people picking 8 additional edits, 12 additional edits, 16 additional edits. So it's been a lot of work. We're making a lot of money, but it's a lot of work and a lot to do. So I've been pretty much glued to my laptop from when I wake up, get my boys ready at 7:15 a.m. till 11:30, 12, 12:30 some nights, just getting work done. I haven't really had much time to, I'm gonna give you out the real, I haven't really had much time to go to the gym this past week or so. I haven't really had much time to cook at home. I've just been ordering Uber Eats and DoorDash, which is expensive, but I always say, I feel like in this season, DoorDash and Uber Eats are like business expenses because we're making so much money that it is justifiable that I don't take the 30 minutes, the 45 minutes, the hour to meal prep and things of that nature. I just need to get work done and food shows up to the door, I eat, and I can get back to work. So in these 2 or 3 weeks of the year, I'm super busy. Like I don't have much time for much at all. I've been struggling to show up to my son's basketball games and his practices, but I've been making them. He has 2 practices today. He's in band, his winter recital today. He has 2 to 3 basketball games a week. It's just a lot going on, but that's just what comes with it. And I say all that to say, because I've been on YouTube, and a lot of times when I'm sitting at that computer and I'm editing, I'm watching YouTube, and usually it's self-help, self-development, financial content. That's what I personally like to listen to. But sometimes I listen to other creators, and I noticed that a lot of creators this past couple weeks have been sharing tips for their slow season. And I realized that a lot of these creators are talking about, the tail end of November, basically right before Thanksgiving. So like a week before Thanksgiving, all the way through the holiday season, many creators are slow. It is their slow season. They're not working too much over that 4 to 6 week span. And I thought it was interesting because like that exact time frame for me is some of my busiest time of the year. Like it's crazy. Like I realize I don't really have a true slow season. Of course, there are times where like I have more work to do than not. Like right now, I'm swamped. You know what I mean? Throughout the year is not how it's been these past 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But I am fairly busy and consistent throughout the year. And I realized it's because I pivot with the seasons. So if you ask me right now what my niche of photography is, I would say I am a wedding photographer. So a lot of my business is love, it is engagement, it is bridal showers, it is obviously weddings. I do some video work, but a lot of my video work is wedding day montage videos, behind the scenes videos for engagement sessions. And then typically that flows into, of course, family. If they have children, those same wedding clients book me for their engagement, they book me for their wedding, they book me for their family shoots, they book me for maternity, you know what I'm saying? That kind of all bundles under being a wedding photographer. But what I will say is in November and December, especially in the Northeast, I'm in Connecticut, there aren't many weddings, you know what I mean? So if I rely solely just on wedding photography, I most likely would be just as slow as many of the other creators I follow in this season, in this November through December season. But I'm not. I'm super swamped because in this season, I pivot to being a full-time family portrait photographer. So holiday minis for me generate a lot of income in November and December for me. And while I always tell people it is not the most creative work, you know, building the set is fun, sourcing all the materials from Target and Amazon and at home and just going around and getting a set, figuring out what the set is going to be. It's fun, it's creative. And even the first 10 to 15 shoots is fun and creative because it's like, oh, I built this set. It took me 2 to 3 weeks to source everything. And now I'm seeing it come to life. The families are coming in with their nice outfits and you're excited. But by the time you reach session 40, 45, 50, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not that fun anymore. And that's when you have to switch your mindset from, hey, I'm a creative to I need to operate a business, right? So I have 84 sessions this year. You know what I mean? At some point, it's going to get to a point where it's just like, it's the same. You know what I mean? I just told my wife last week, I think I was editing like the 35th session and I had got out maybe 10 in that one day to clients. I said to my wife, I do not want to see this all white set ever again. Like, because it's so, as a true creative, someone who loves doing creative things, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, you know, gets draining and it kind of depletes your creative energy. But then I thought about it and I was like, this must be how artists feel who go on tour. You know, I saw Usher had a residency that I would have loved to make, I think it was last year, 2023. And, you know, he had like, 50 nights, 60 nights, of the same show. And every artist does this. They do an American tour, they do a Europe tour, they go all over the world and they do the same set night after night, week after week, month after month, and they have to put on that same smile, give that same energy to put on the show. And artists are creatives as well. So sometimes as creatives who operate businesses, we have to step back from, hey, not every day is going to be super creative. Some days you need to run a business. And that's what keeps me going. So I say all this to say, pivot in the seasons. Around March through September, I'm really, really heavy into weddings. And in that season, that's what my main focus is. But as we get into the colder months in Connecticut, I absolutely focus on my family sessions, my fall sessions, my holiday mini sessions, and that keeps income coming through the door so that I'm busy and consistent throughout the year. Now, I'm not doing the same thing throughout the whole year, but I am busy, I am generating income, and I can keep my business doors open throughout the year. And I think that is very important for other creatives to hear and to know about. So even though you may not like doing family sessions, even though you may want to have this specific niche, I've learned that having a niche but being open to doing other things will keep you busy. And that's what's most important, because for many creatives, especially if you're a full-time creative, going 2 months without work is scary. And if you're not one who really plans and is good with your finances, you could honestly get to a point where you're now back at your job because you couldn't weather that 2-month storm. So I would always tell people, have a niche, have something that you are known for, but also be open to doing other things in your slower seasons. So this was just a talking head video. There were no cuts. So hopefully this wasn't boring and you learned something. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment box below. And I'll try to make a video about it for you. Until next time, peace. So same day, just a few hours later, I'm about to go into a portrait session right now. I was like, man, I got to start vlogging a little bit more for my sessions to give y'all like the real deal of what it's like being a creative. So right now I'm at a studio, which isn't actually a photo studio. It is a dance studio here in Hartford, Connecticut. A long-term client of mine turned friend booked me for family portraits. and booked out the studio. So we're gonna do that session now, and I might just, get him on camera because he actually is a creative himself who just recently went full time. So I might ask him to give y'all a tip or two on going full time and was it scary and how he transitioned and things like that. So we'll see, and just give y'all a little behind the scenes of me actually working today. Most of my portrait sessions do happen in my studio. And if it's on a location, it's not usually me at another studio, it's usually outdoors. So this will be a little bit different. I bought some lights just in case. He said it's gonna be a natural light vibe in here, but just in case it's too dark, I bought some speed lights with me as well. So I'm gonna go inside, show y'all the space because I've never actually been in here myself, and then show y'all what equipment I'm working with today. And yes, of course, my creative friend is late to his portrait session, so we're gonna have a talk about that too, because you can't be late as a creative, so why you late to your portrait session? But we'll see. The main lobby. I don't even know where I'm supposed to go, to be honest. Let me see. Hey, what's up? How are you?
Yo, sorry to keep you waiting out there.
No, that's all good.
How's everything?
I'm good. I've never actually been in this space before. This is dope.
Yeah, so it's our
Lounge. Wow. Oh, wow. Is this where we are?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I've seen a lot of actual dance videos before. I wonder, this looks familiar from like dancers that I know.
Yeah,
So
we have
I
some
wonder
dance in
if-
here. It's just like everything in between.
What's the main thing that you're renting the space out for?
This is everything from dance to production to recording to, everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, this is dope. It's always cool to see stuff like this in Hartford too, because
man,
I feel like this is what we lack.
What you plan today?
He's doing family portraits, so
cool.
so I was just like,
Yeah.
okay.
We just had a guy who was nominated for a Grammy, and he just did his portraits in here too.
Okay,
Yeah,
dope.
they
Got a piano back there. And these things we can use as props, or they don't want to be touched.
I figured I might.
Okay, all right. I won't get shit. Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Art.
Wow. These spaces are I'm not used to studio spaces being this big. When I used to make music, the whole thing was smaller than just your control room. Right. This is nuts. Wow. That's
It's
so
easy, bro. I'm at the crib 5-6 days a week.
Yeah.
I do everything from my phone, which she complains about, but I'm like, this is how I make money.
Right.
This is how we pay the bills.
Right.
So I need to be on my phone a lot. I'm not just ball driving.
It's
I
consuming.
make more money than I did before. When
Right.
You told me I had a possibility.
It's consuming and it's sporadic, and it's not right. I'm about to say it's not like that. It's very sporadic is probably
It's
the
actually
best
very
word.
consistent. Every day I edit and I post.
It's
there.
consistent in regards to what you do as a creative, but in regards to income, in regards to what your schedule is going to be this specific day, it's hard to plan in advance.
Yeah.
If she want to do something in 3 weeks, you know what I mean? She don't necessarily know.
That's
Right.
actually not-
For the vlog, rate 1 out of 10. What has been your experience? 1 out of 10, 10 being the best,
Okay.
with full-time creative entrepreneurship. How would you rate it 1 out of 10?
10.
10.
It started out like 6.
He is the creative though. So 10 for you,
10 for me.
10 for you.
1,000%.
Now let's ask your wife. What has been your experience, 1 out of 10, being married to a full-time creative now? For how many months now? How long has it been?
Since July.
Since July, so 5-6 months?
5 months.
5 months? How has these last 5 months been?
I
1
would
out of
say-
10.
I would start at a 3. I'm not gonna lie. I was all the way at a 3 in July.
Okay.
I will bring it back up to a 5 right now. I'm still
A 5. You're still
in between. I'm trying to figure.
you don't
it
know
out.
how you feel about
Yeah,
it.
I don't
Okay,
feel about
gotcha.
it. I don't know.
We get there. We get there. It took Ashley a while to get on, you know what I mean? But I was playing with myself so long that she kind of got to a point where she was like, it's time for you to just do it. like she was kind of pushing me out because she was like, you talking about it so much, just do it and just see what happens. So
I understand if the money wasn't coming in, but if things are coming in, things are getting taken care of. I don't understand why it's a 5 right now.
yeah.
I can afford things now that I couldn't afford 5 months ago.
I feel like it was easier for me too because I didn't have a good job.
Right.
I never had a good job.
Right.
So I think that kind of pushed me out too.
Yeah.
That helped her push me out because it wasn't like I was making like great money or even enjoyed my job.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so she was like, just go ahead and do it.